Expect great things from God, attempt great things for God. It's a quote from William Carey, the father of modern missions. I was actually looking into him, his Wikipedia, but I was looking into him online. From 14 years old, he was a shoemaker. He followed up in his father's business in England, and he had to call down on his life. When he was 31 years old, he just started a family, and he had a pregnant wife, he had 3 kids, and he said, you know, I really got to do this. And he got on a ship, and he went to India, and his wife threatened to leave him. This man put everything on the line because he was compelled by a God of love and wanted to reach a world that needed that love. And today I wanted to focus on the points of, are you being compelled by love, or are you being propelled by something else, like self-motives, stuff like that. I've actually looked up the word compel, which means to drive or urge with force. And I just really started to pick apart it and start looking at synonyms and start seeing what compelled really meant. To drive or urge is to serve with a motive or a reason. So that's showing that being compelled is an internal motive. It's something that moves you from the inside. It's not something from the exterior that can push you into doing something. See, God comes from the inside. It's a motive that's urging us from the inside with His love, something that pushes our hearts. Propel is to drive or move forward or onward. It's an external action, taking everything on the outside and driving something. See, this can't be equated by internal things. See, an external push would be something like, self-glorification, things that we unfortunately see in ministries today. I think a lot of ministries and a lot of people just get confused with being propelled and compelled. Being compelled by love is that internal, it's a real thing. It is a true feeling and a true relationship with God that compels us to drive His word out. And I was reading into Acts 19, verse 13 to 16. It actually talks about the 7 sons of Sceva. And then there's this guy, he gets this great idea that he's going to try and cast out a demon by himself, right? So he goes in there, and he says, by the name of Paul, I will cast you out. And this demon says, Paul I know, Jesus I know, but who are you? And he actually beat the guy until he ran away naked and bleeding. So there's a little motivation not to try and take things into your own hands. Because it's not about us. It's about God. And a more successful person, someone that's really true that I've found in Acts, in the next chapter, Acts 20, verse 24, is Paul. He says, however, I consider my life worth nothing to me. My only aim is to finish the race and complete the task that the Lord Jesus has given me. The task of testifying to the good news of God's grace. God's grace. So many people are hell, sin, and we're all just like, But the main thing, the most beautiful thing about the Bible is grace, mercy. So many times we miss that point. Why do we start talking about why you're going to hell and what you're doing wrong? And we just need to be talking about God's grace. Because that's what the cross was. Grace, mercy. I want to talk to you about a man named Francis Chan. Francis Chan started a church with his wife in 1994 with only 30 people in the Simi Valley of California. 30 people. This man had a vision. And he started to build this church. It grew to 100. And then it started to grow to bigger numbers. And he started investing in this church. And he actually led into a $1 million project providing for 1,600 member congregation. This church was huge, successful. This guy had books out. He had movies out. This guy was traveling, preaching. He had it all. And then he said, you know what? I feel like God's telling me to leave this. Francis Chan is no longer the church, or the pastor at Cornerstone Community Church. He runs a local soup kitchen in Los Angeles. This man left everything he had. He said, all right, I did it, but now I'm going to take them to the next step, discipleship. And I'm going to take them of what really being compelled by love means. What does that really mean? It's going the distance. So what can we get from this? The heart, the innermost being, is what we should be driven by. The heart, the love of God that drives us and compels us in order to change a generation by His love. Thanks.
Thank you.